Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Pathology Academy. In this video, I will be talking about approach to gallbladder biopsy. As you all know that the gallbladder is the most common specimen received in the histopathology lab. So let's start. Clinical context should be always gathered, the age and sex of the patient, the presenting symptoms like jaundice, right upper quadrant pain, etc. Radiological findings, which include thickened wall, polyp, presence of mass lesion or gallstones, any history of cholelithiasis, chronic cholecystitis. All these clinical information should be gathered in a histopathology requisition form, which is filled by the clinician himself. In gross examination, the gallbladder specimen should be oriented and measured in length, diameter, and wall thickness. External appearance, look for irregularities, mass lesions, presence of thickening or mucosal nodularity, and always assess the serosal involvement if any sort of invasion is suspected. On cut section, examine for the mucosa, ulceration, polyps, papillary growths, or any infiltrative mass, and measure any mass or lesion if present. Sampling for routine cholecystectomy, random sections with from gallbladders, body, fundus, neck, cystic duct margin should be taken. And you should always know that sometimes we get gallstones in the specimen. So cholestones are of three types: cholesterol, pigment, mixed stones. Do note the type of stones and mention it. Now, before starting the histopathology diagnosis of the common gallbladder specimens received in the laboratory, we should first talk about the normal histology of the gallbladder. And the normal histology of the gallbladder shows mucosa, muscularis, and serosa. Mucosa is lined by simple columnar epithelial cells. You will get a few docket and scache of sinuses in them. So, coming to the common pathologies, let's start. Chronic cholecystitis is the most common pathology detected, and it is showing dense lymphoplasmacytic infiltrate in the lamina propria with presence of Rekutenski-Aschoff sinuses, fibrosis, and wall thickening. Another common diagnosis encountered is acute cholecystitis, and it is characterized by neutrophilic infiltrate in the mucosa and muscularis and fibrin deposition on the serosa. Now let's talk about cholesterolosis. Cholesterolosis is a condition in which there is presence of yellow spots in the mucosa against the red mucosa. And when it is diffuse, it is known as strawberry gallbladder. Microscopically, you will find foamy macrophages in the lamina propria containing cholesterol esters, and there is no significant inflammation associated with it. This is also a commonly encountered condition. Xanthogranulomatous cholecystitis. In this, you will find foamy histiocytes in the wall of gallbladder with presence of chronic inflammation and areas of fibrosis. Porcelain gallbladder is the another condition in which there is calcification of the gallbladder wall, which can be partial or complete, giving it a bluish brittle appearance resembling porcelain. It is considered a pre-malignant condition due to its association with gallbladder carcinoma. Neoplastic lesions, whether it's an adenoma or a polyp, and these adenomas can be of villus or tubular type, lined by papillary epithelium. Any sort of dysplasia should be always mentioned if there is a presence of adenocarcinoma. Then you will encounter infiltrative glands, dysplastic stroma, cytological atypia, mitotic figures, areas of necrosis. Always assess the depth of invasion that is required for your TNM staging. Rare tumors of gallbladder include squamous cell carcinoma, neuroendocrine tumors, sarcomas. Be aware of these tumors. While adenocarcinoma is the most common gallbladder cancer, but you can get squamous cell carcinomas, neuroendocrine tumors, and sarcomas. So you have to remember the features of these tumors. Special stains are cytokeratin 7 and 24, biliary origin, P53, Ki67 for dysplasia versus carcinoma, CEA, MUC1 for confirmation of adenocarcinoma, and PAS or redo special stain is used in xanthogranulomatous inflammation for foamy macrophages. So, a reporting checklist which includes type of the lesion, location and size of the lesion, status of margin, if any invasion is present, the depth of invasion, presence of lymphovascular or perineural invasion on histopathology in cases of adenocarcinomas, etc., should be noted. And key tips are always in the serosal and cystic duct margins, because you never know when you will encounter an incidental carcinoma. Take representative sections of thickened areas, even if the mucosa looks normal. Look for incidental dysplasia, and routine cholecystectomy specimens correlate with imaging and clinical details for suspicious lesions. So, if this was all about how to interpret gallbladder biopsy, if you're liking my videos, please don't forget to subscribe the channel, as it is totally free. Thank you and bye for now.